Usera, of course, very staunchly working class barrio or neighborhood. And this was one of the reasons why the siege of Madrid took so long, was barrios like, well, the barrios of Usera and Carabanchel. So they both these barrios lie next to each other, and Vallecas as well. So of course, let's not forget Vallecas. Vallecas is sort of to the east of the city, Usera and Carabanchel to the south, side by side alongside the river. When the nationalist forces tried to take Madrid, they initially tried to come through these barrios from the south because it was very difficult to get over the mountains to the north. And so this is their first prong of attack, coming through the south. But most of the citizens of Vallecas, Usera and Carabanchel were, as they are now, working class. And the working class largely fell on the Republican side, and therefore they were very resistant to the nationalist forces trying to break through their streets. And it's a little bit like echoes of Dos de Mayo, because this was when, the 2nd of May, when the citizens of Madrid rose up against the French in a kind of people's revolt. Well, and were sort of outgunned, really. They didn't do too well. But in fact, in the case of the Civil War, when the army tried to come through Usera and Carabanchel and Vallecas, they did very badly. It's really difficult fighting through a city where people can be shooting at you from a window. There, I think in the Colonia de Salud y Ahorro, there are some bullet holes. I haven't seen where they are now, but I do know that they exist. And there's a park out just near my house called Pradolongo Park, and this used to be a swamp, and they tried to pull sort of tanks through, and the tanks got stuck in the park. And it was an absolute disaster, not to mention the fact that the Manzanares River was a natural barricade. So the Republican forces largely blew up a lot of bridges along the Manzanares. So it was impossible to cross over there, as well as the fact that there's this really hostile citizenship here. So